Hello everyone, this is Jessica Patterson, and I did case study number 17, Hatch Act and Partisan Practices, Political Shootout in the Lone Star State. So I thought I would talk a little bit about the Hatch Act, which is what this is all named after. And the Hatch Act it limits and it protects federal employees from political practices. It prevents political coercion, and it ensures that employees are promoted based on merit and not partisan favoritism. But it also limits them from doing certain political practices while they hold their federal positions. And there is a picture of former Senator Carl Hatch, who it's named after. The case starts with the election of Texas Democratic Governor Ann Richards in 1990. She has two campaign strategists that she later appoints to top positions with the state Commerce Department, and she and her staff are all focused on trimming waste and reducing spending and increasing efficiency, and this is what they claim they were doing when they lay off 40 federal employees from the state Commerce Department, and that includes Ray Barnett and his 7 coworkers who received dismissal letters in April 1991, so pretty soon after she's elected. All 8 employees are Republicans, and they're all over 40. And Texas employees serve at will, so they can only argue against being fired for discrimination, which is what Ray and his friends do. After being dismissed, Ray and his friends have a lot of troubles. Most of them suffer from depression or anxiety, and they all have financial distress. One of them lives in a homeless shelter for a while and collects recyclables off the side of the road. Another one dies before any of these decisions come to light, and his widow can't even afford his funeral expenses. 3 colleagues end up finding work that's comparable to their state positions. One of them, though, says that it's the worst thing that's ever happened to her. She's lost a lot of trust in the system after her dismissal. And Ray breaks down in one of the court cases and screams, "I can't take this anymore, I want to go home," and is later hospitalized for all of his stress and depression, and he does not work again. So Ray and his friends file a complaint with the U.S. Labor Department, and then they also file 2 U.S. federal court cases, and it's split into 2 different actions with the 2 different discrimination allegations. And the trials are held pretty quickly. The governor testifies, and they don't rule in Ray and his friends' favor. It's the U.S. Labor Department case that takes such a long time, 7 years, and they end up ruling in Ray and his friends' favor. So, as I said, the trials do not rule in Ray and his friends' favor. The governor sticks to the story that they were just trying to be more efficient, they were fixing administrative issues, they were not caught in audits, and they were reducing spending costs for the state by dismissing these 40 employees. Ray tries to argue, and they appeal to the Supreme Court, but that appeal is denied. The longer investigation with the U.S. Department of Labor, with the Civil Rights Department, takes 7 years, and Anna Lockyer is in charge of that. She says that their department is overworked and they have limited resources. The case was also unique, and she wanted to make sure that they did their best. In the end, in 1997, they do rule that partisan politics was a part of the process, and that one of the appointees had unfair assessment process during the dismissals. Most of the people he dismissed were Republican, so they award $1.5 million to Ray and his friends. The trials for both the discrimination cases came to nothing. It was the 7-year investigation from the Labor Department that ruled in Ray and his friends' favor. But even though they were supposed to be getting a $1.5 million settlement, the new leadership in Texas vowed to appeal the Labor Department's decisions because they felt that the court decisions should be higher than the Labor Department complaint decision. So either way, Ray and his friends did not receive any of the settlement, even with the threat that the state of Texas might have federal grant money withheld from them. They didn't release any of the money or give Ray and his friends their jobs back. Here are my 4 discussion questions, and I'm looking forward to what you all think about the case and discussing it further. Thank you.